All right, here we are today. How is everybody going? We're just going to be live in the afternoon. Been doing these in the morning, but we need to start expanding. So we're going to get a short one today, make it about 3, 4 minutes. The other one's been going on because I've been ranting. But what we're going to talk about today is going out and buying stuff and with the money you've got. And is it worth it? Sometimes I realize that. Um, once I'm free and clear, had no debt, I was buying stuff to buy stuff. But when you're retired, I don't need that much stuff. I really don't. And so it comes down to, do you buy quality or do you buy um, junk and just Harbor Freight stuff and replace it, or do you buy good stuff? So we're just gonna drink some coffee. No cigars yet. I'll be heading outside a little while, but welcome to everybody. Go ahead and show on up. Let's pull up real quick and just discuss Dave Ramsey's what you should put into your Fidelity funds, and then we'll get into talking about that. Hold on one second. Um, what is it? There it is. Dave Ramsey's funds to invest in. Okay, this is what I was just trying to get at. I kept missing one. Let's see. Growth and income. Investment in large, stable U.S. company, large cap, blue chips. So S&P 500. Growth, medium size companies. So mid cap or small cap. Aggressive, small cap or startup companies, about 25% each, international 25%. So let's see. Growth and income investment in large, stable US companies, blue chips that offer continuous growth and dividends, growth, medium sized, that give you, they're a little bit more medium sized companies, mid caps, but I think that's a little bit different than what he says. He might have changed that over the years. Aggressive growth, ones that are, like not penny stocks, but some stuff that's like up and coming, SpaceX, let's say, kind of stuff. And then international. International, because sometimes when other countries are not doing so good, like right now with the uh um Strait of Hormuz, um it can be a time where international stocks can be pretty cheap. So if you pick them up, and then all of a sudden they'll be back up and running once the gas comes up. Sometimes nothing's wrong with the company. It's just a matter of the country that they're in, the infrastructure. Everybody's sitting at home instead of working, so they just need to get up and going from that. And that's all I wanted to talk about from that was run those numbers. But from that, let's go ahead and take a look at the next thing, which is buying stuff. You know, Sometimes you need something for like this room that I've got. I love this room, but it's kind of cool, but it's weird colors. But it's used to be a garden, a greenhouse. So of course it gets hot, and I found a fan one day and turned it on, and it's got heat coming from the. I thought, oh, it's going to pull the heat out of the room. It's like, no, it sends heat from the attic, so it's like you can get it even hotter. So I went over to Walmart, looked around. They didn't have anything, so I got on Amazon and I bought a uh, space heater. Bought an AC for the room, and it has some duct work, so I went ahead and hooked it into it. And it's like, kind of like, oh, it's $200, $250. What do I need it? But it's like, if I want to use this room or just keep it cool, yeah, you buy stuff. Buying fans, buying things for your car. Sometimes I'll buy things and then I'll turn around and I'm like, it's just I got stuff, all over the place. So, I always have the sense of stay away from the dollar store to buy to go in, and if you know what you're gonna get, you get it and you leave. But I always end up buying junk there, and then I never use it. So You can Christmas go to Walmart and go shopping, and they've got all those, little headphones and all that stuff. I love electronic stuff. So I get to a certain point with my cell phone and I try to like set it down or have it. It's like, please, somebody come, come and remove this from me. Take this so I can get the new one. And it's like, why? It does the same stuff that you need. It's not like I'm doing all these amazing things with it. I'll buy, keyboards, mice. I'll just all sorts of different things, new chairs, and it's like they do the same thing no matter what. It's like I'm not comfortable because I'm old and my head hurts because I wear this stupid hat on it. Um, and just for the hat, I do live in the country, live in a small town, but raise horses and, so grew up in Arizona, so not some city boy wearing a hat. It just keeps my ears from getting burned and keeps me from the sun off me. That's the main thing. And so we're just kind of cruising along here, talking and discussing, and trying to stay focused, trying to stay stay on course here a little bit with this. But as you can see, that buying stuff is the topic in here, and we're talking big ticket things. Um, at one point I had three motorcycles, and it was like, God, what the heck? I can't ride more than one. I mean, they're kind of fun for different things, but yeah, you only need one. It gives you the same thrill, and it gives you the same life threatening scream in a helmet when somebody cuts you off, and you're just glad to be alive. But that's it. But buying things for it and doing things like that and updating it, and then things kind of wear out. You need new tires, things like that. So buying things, and then what do I want to do? I really want to take more trips, and instead of having things that I don't use. I got a Jeep Wrangler. I think I've got so much stuff here so I can do different things with it. And, I don't do it. I've got camping things and I just don't do it. So want to start doing that more. Semi-retired. I'm not fully retired. I'm still there. We are talking mostly about funding the uh, kids fund, and that's the major thing. So it's kind of it goes along with that. It's if I'm buying crap, I can't put that money away for other things. And that's just kind of it. And I'm not putting any more money into my retirement funds. So and also learning how to be a little bit more frugal and not spend quite so much money. And it's amazing how much food costs just going out to dinner for just me and my girl. It's $50 by the time you put that 20% down for the tip. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy how much that is. But just moving along here, and you go to Walmart and you can end up with so much stuff, and food prices are kind of up, and gas prices. But that's, I saw a video where a guy said, what am I going to do? I got to buy gas. And it's like, I'm kind of looking at an electric car, but 35, $40,000 when I have no car payment. It's like, I think I'll hold off for a while and kind of go from there. Also looking for a house. So, that market's starting to get better, not necessarily for the mortgage, but if you're using Ramsey's 15 years, you can kind of get paid off pretty quick, and you can get things rolling. So it's not too bad. Um, there isn't a whole lot else, but I just try to every month make sure I stick to my budget. I write down everything, even if I don't clock everything. At least that way I'm keeping track of, because it can slip your brain. You're like, oh, I wanted to watch this, so all of a sudden I hooked up on my Roku. I hooked up a HBO, or I hooked up one of the other channels or something like that, or history or something. And then it's like I find it and it's like $11 and I forget that I even paid for it. That happens a lot. There are a couple of apps out there that you can get, or I think you can even just AI AI through your stuff, and it'll pull it up. But that's something worthwhile to look at. And it's like, well, if AI can tap into everything, might as well let it tap into where I'm spending money and how to do it. One time I had 2 Amazon accounts, and it was like I couldn't figure out where it was, but it kept I kept having to pay the yearly fee, and I'm like, "Well, it always would come up at the worst times." So, things like that. But yeah, please, keep going and subscribe, and, just, let's get this rolling out here and get some stuff happening. All right, guys, have a good day. Let's get the talk going, and we'll go from there.